has a spinnaker in it. And it's really important how it's packed because it has to come out easy, therefore it has to go back in easy. So, before I do anything, I'm going to make sure that this is done properly. I need to hang on. Can you just hold that there? So how do I do that? I have to find the three corners. Can you put that down there, please? I have to find the three corners of my spinnaker. I have to find at least one corner of the spinnaker. There we go. One. There's two. We're getting closer. I think we're getting closer. There's three. Okay, so we have three corners. Every time you go out, before you go out, or on your way out, you must do this to make sure that it's packed properly. You can't trust the people who used it before you. Okay?
Trust no one, got it.
So, we can see there's a green, there's a red, and there's a blue. I'm going to guess, normally the center one has blue and green or blue and red on it, it's divided like that. So I'm going to guess at this point in time that this is the center one, for no other reason other than you can lock it with tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang on to the one that's the center, because your spinnaker sail is here and then it goes down, so it's a big triangle like that with the head of the sail right in the middle of it, okay?
You use it only downwind or also broad reach?
Broad reach, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got it. Okay, so we've got the three of them there. That's important that we keep the three of them together. Now, on a lot of them, there's a line at the top of it that you would then just hook them through to keep them together while they're in the bag, okay? Okay, so we'll just stuff everything in, but leave that out. Okay, great. Now, on a tanzer, your spinnaker bag hangs off the pulpit. On a shark, your spinnaker bag hangs here. Okay, every boat's a little bit different, but there's usually two types. Either it hangs here or it hangs off the front of your boat. Okay, so you attach it because there's two big hooks. Okay,
Three. There's another one.
There
Yeah.
we go. Okay, so I'm going to go and attach it, but I still have my three here. Okay, so red. Now, whether you want it for red for lights or red for starboard, that doesn't make a difference, okay? It just pick one and go by it. So, so if we go red for the lights, what side is the red on for a boat, for a light?
Port.
Sorry?
Yeah, porting.
Port. Okay, so we're going to use this as our port side, our halyard, and our starboard side. Okay? So one of you come up with me. We're going to attach the three of them up there, and then we're going to use bowlines to attach onto this. Okay?
Okay.
You're gonna make the loose go as well.
Yeah, you can go as well, and I'll take the picture.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just leave that hanging out and tighten this. So see they're sticking out now, but I've tightened this. A bag that still functions. Okay, so when you go up, you're going to attach this at the very front of the boat and then these to the side. So you have a nice wide surface to be able to push the sail back into, okay?
And so this stays on, this is on the port side? Or it doesn't matter.
So port red.
Sure. Okay, we've got the port on that side, so you can do it on that. So that's the center of the boat, and that's the port, and this is the starboard. Or the port. What did we say we were going to do?
So red on port side.
Red on port side? Okay. Well, we're going to do... Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, and this has to go in front of the forestay.
Okay. So we hook it on. Oh, it's not gonna-
Does it clip onto there?
So there are 40 steps for Spinnaker, right?
Little lines, those little hooks, there's nothing to hook them onto on the boat because it's not set up. Is there any short little line? Anything on top?
You're just tying the bag on now, Jerry?
Yeah.
But if we take this boat, and we'll have the same setup,
No,
right?
it's not set up for it, that's why. But then it doesn't fit in here. It needs a clip. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay. So it's there. It's not pretty, but it's there. Okay.
Yeah, it looks
so
good.
This is. You would have to have a better way of hooking it up there. Okay, like I said, it's not set up. So we have our center, we have our port, and we have our starboard. Okay, so what we have to do is, this is the port side, so we have to attach it to the port side of our sail. Okay, so just untie that one.
Should just make a bow line and touch
Yeah,
it.
so I mean, there's nothing really.
Next time out, we'll try it.
Yeah, right.
So what you have to do is make sure that your line is totally free. So right now it's kind of twisted up around the pulpit. Okay, so I have to
Straighten it
untangle
out.
that, make sure it comes right over the top, so it can go nice and free and clear. Okay, so we have the two sheets set up. Now we need the halyard.
Spinnaker Island.
How do you identify the halyard spinnaker? It's the highest line on the front of the mast.
This one, the woman.
Highest line, so you have to identify which one is the highest. So first of all, you have to find where it is there and make sure it's open.
So the high.
So it's the black one. Should be the black one.
Yeah, this one's highest, I think. Of the.
So it has to be on the outside of the sail to start, because our spinnaker has to be outside all sails, all hardware, all everything, so it can fly, okay? So can we tack or jibe? I don't care.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sure? Okay.
Or maybe jiving.
So maybe we'll go in front.
So,
We'll do jiving.
okay, whoa. You've got 3 people on the
Yeah.
foredeck. You can't be there, the sail's going to push you off. So
Yeah.
you're going to have to move until, okay.
And-
You can shut it. You can shut it off for now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take it off of here, take the shackle, and I'm going to attach it to the top of my sail.
So there's a boat
Of the Spinnaker.
He's on the port tack. So
So now we have our 3 lines
bearing.
set up. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you just take the slack out of this spinnaker line?
Yeah, can you take it, Bob?
Just pull it up a bit?
From the other side.
Yeah, that's good. That's enough.
That's okay?
Yep. Just don't want it in the water. Oh, okay, now look, see? We've got it twisted, so I would have to undo it and make sure it's not twisted, okay? This is why you set it all up at shore.
In advance.
Okay, so now it's not anything. It'll be able to just pull right out. Now, once you've got it set, you'll always make sure, because people are walking around on here, especially when you're using Spinnaker, make sure that the cleats are closed. Okay. Again, this is something that would have all been done at the dock. These are called tweakers, and I'll explain what they're for. Okay, so when you're at the dock, the first thing you do is you put your tweakers on. Okay? I have to go up here.
Yep.
Okay. There's a fair lead here, or there should be some type of cleat on the boat that you're on. Again, everything has to be outside. So, I have to make sure that I'm outside of the sheet for the head sail. Oops, there's a knot. Okay, this is going to come back. You're going to go in here. Okay? So that's a tweaker. Can you set up that tweaker on the other side the same way, making sure it's outside?
So Jerry, what's happening at the other end? It's just sitting there loose for
That's
now.
just sitting there right now. So what we have to do is we have to take a spinnaker line, bring it back, and it has to go through that tweaker and then come back there. So if you could pass me the spin line.
Oh, hang on, I gotta take this stopper knot out.
Okay, you never put a stopper knot in a spin line.
Okay.
The spinnaker can pull a sailboat over.
Oh, all right. It was just temporary, so we didn't lose it.
That's it. There you go.
Back to the same.
Yep. You want it to go up through it, right.
So why are there two lines, Jerry?
The spinnaker line
Yep.
adjusts the sail. The tweaker line adjusts how it's pulling on the spinnaker line, which will be a little clearer once we do it. So I don't want you to pull the spinnaker line so that it pulls it out of the bag, okay?
Oh, okay, sorry.
So just a little bit looser, that's all, that's it. So the same thing, that spinnaker line is going to have to go through that tweaker. So that has to go
Can you-
outside of all of that. Outside of the sheath.
It's heading to there.
Nope, nope, nope. Got to go outside of both of them. That's right. And then into
You're doing
there.
a good job. Thank you.
They're jumping all around you.
I know.
Okay. And now you have to put that and make sure it's outside the line. When you put it through, the shackle is outside of the head sail sheet. Okay, Okay, so I want you to go upwind because we need space to sail downwind, okay? Yeah. Okay, all of that line, which line is it? That has to be all outside of the sheets.
Right.
So right here, the tweaker and the spinnaker line just stay loose like that for now?
Well, the tweaker is actually in the cam cleat,
Oh, okay.
right here, yeah, but it stays loose. Yes, when you're sailing spinnaker, there's just way too many lines.
Just holding the mainsail.
Yeah, so go as close haul as you can.
So we'll take out the spinnaker pole.
So this is a spinnaker pole. Should not be twisted. That one's kind of okay. So we have big hoops on the front of our mast, okay? We have one here and we have one here. Generally, what you do is on this spinnaker pole, there's a jaw at each end. If you take the cloth covered line, it opens and shuts the jaws.
Right.
This one does this end and the other one does the other end. Okay? What we're going to do is we have to find what's called the up pole and down pole. So these are the lines. So this one, this red, white with red, that should be the down haul or down pole. What's it called there?
White with red, down haul.
Okay. That attaches to the bottom. The up haul, which should be white with blue.
Blue and white.
What's it called? Up haul?
Blue and white up haul, yeah.
Okay. That attaches to the top.
Up and down.
Okay. So, release the up haul. Oh, let's.
Oh, you're standing on it, are you?
You got it? Okay. So things like this, where they don't work, you should put tape over it if you're actually, there should be some tape. So that's attached there. Then you've got this one, the wire one. You get the downhaul. And it's attached there, okay? So, when you're setting up to use it, the person has to bring the pole out and has to set up the up pole and the down pole. Somebody's working those for them. When they're almost ready to go, when they know they can make the mark, they're going to take.
What do you mean by make the mark?
Well, there's going to, you know, the big orange markers that you have to go around.
Ah, okay.
So
in
once
a race.
you go upwind,
Yeah.
zigzag, 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 then you go around the marker and then the offset. Now you're going straight downwind. So that's what this is for. So I'm going to take this, open the jaw, put it on there. You can do it so that the jaw opens up or down. Your choice. People swear by one way or the other. You choose your own. The other end.
So we can do this back at the dock, or only when we are?
Only when you're going to do the spin. That's when you put the pole up. That's why the person is up here. The forestay, they're doing all of this stuff.
So when it's not here, there is somewhere here that we can.
Down below.
Ah,
It has
just
to be
done.
passed up.
Okay.
Okay?
So when we go upwind, it's down below.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can adjust by your up pole and your down pole. So pull it up. In theory, what you want is your pole parallel. In theory, okay? Then there's reasons for not having it that way. You want to have the down pole on it, but not tight. You want there to be a bit of slack, so it prevents it from going up too much. So there should be a bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust something here because it's getting caught. Okay, so before we put the spinnaker up, we also have to put now the spin line in the jaws at the other end. When you're sailing, to start off with, when you're learning the spinnaker, the pole always gets set up on the starboard side. Okay, that's what you do when you're learning, always on the starboard side. So that means the starboard sheet for the spinnaker has to go in the jaws. So I'm going to take that, open it up, and now it's in it. Okay, so it's just in it like that. So the starboard sheet is going to have the pole on it. It's now going to change its name. When you use a spinnaker, you have a sheet and a guy. The guy always has the okay? So whenever the line that's on the pole goes through the pole is always called the guy. So you have a guy and a sheet. The other side would be the sheet in this instance, okay? So when you're getting ready, you would have the person up here doing all of this. You'd have the person here adjusting all the lines that needed, okay, to get ready.
So how many, what is the minimum amount of people, like at least
You
three?
don't want more than 3.
Not more than three. No, I mean like one on the helm, one here and one here,
Yeah,
3.
you could have 4, but it gets very crowded.
Yeah, okay.
There, you know, you could have a 4th one who's dealing with the sails and stuff like that. So no more than 4, but 3 is more comfortable. But when you're learning, 4 is better.
Okay.
When you're learning, 4 is definitely better. Okay. So now, what are the tweakers for? We have a tweaker going through here. Right now, we have it pulled tight. What we don't want is we don't want this pole.
Can you sit? Yeah, that one's on the fourth though. Yep, that's right.
What we don't want is this pole flying all over the place and this line just allowing it to go where it wants. So the tweaker on the guy side, the pole is the guy side, is let off so that there's about a foot. So we want there to be about a foot of space on this side. There you go. Now lock it down.
That's okay?
Okay, yep. On the other side, you would want it to have a lot of space. So you'd want it to have like 3 feet. Okay, you want that side to be able to fly clear. And once, if we can get it up, it will be obvious to see why. Okay? So that's what the tweaker's for. It's allowing you to pull in the actual lines that are attached to the spinnaker to the benefit of flying it. Okay? So we have our pole. We have everything set up. Where are we? Where's the wind? The wind is coming from up there. So head up, straight up there. Said, can you hear? Yeah, just more over that way. Close hauled, that's as much as you can go probably. Have your sails pulled in.
You.
That's okay. It's good where it is. Go up as far as you can. Pointing as far as you can.
More?
Well, you tell me until it, yeah, that's about it.
Can't hear you, what?
That's about it.
That's about it.
Blue one?
Yep. Okay,
So
now
when we tack, we lower it down, right?
well, no, when you it's a different thing
Okay.
altogether. So you have to get out of the way. Okay, go ahead and tack.
Okay, ready to tack. Tacking.
I want one of you to come and set this up, and I'll talk you through it. Who's going to set it up?
Do you want to do it, or I don't mind doing it?
Sailed the Spinnaker before.
Oh, you have? Oh, you can't do it with that, can
Yeah,
you?
I will take your picture.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, so you're setting up the pole because you know you can make the racing mark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've already got you've got the up pole and down pole up. So first thing you might want to do is put it on here and put the other end in. Okay. If it's too tight, you got to tell them to loosen it. Okay, there it goes. Okay. So now you want to set the pole. So pull the pole up until it's parallel. Up until it's parallel.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. Now put the jaws. Get the guy, because it's the pole side. Get the guy. Put it in the jaws.
Oh, does it matter which way?
No, it should pivot.
So the guys
So
in the jaws.
This end popped out. So you have the, there, now it's in again. Okay, so now the jaws, now it's set up. Okay? So, I'm just going to come back here. Oh, you got to watch where you're steering there, sir. Okay, we need more weight on this side.
You gotta go this side.
Hey, watch where you're steering. You're going into. Got to turn the boat this way.
Okay.
Okay, so we have our spin lines, and we've got our other spin line over here. No, I take it on the other side. Okay, so I have my two spin lines.
Let's go.
Okay, when it's time to raise the sail, what we're going to do is we're going to head towards it. There are two markers on the upwind. There's the marker, and then there's something called the offset. It's a little marker. Okay, I want you to try and work your way back to close haul. Okay, so we're sailing along. We know we're going to make the first marker. As we go along and past the first marker, we'll be doing it at close haul. The offset marker would be at a close reach. So go to a close reach, let out your sails for a close reach. So you turn the boat to a close reach, which is kind of almost where we are. So set your sails for a close reach, loosening it up. Okay, next we have to prepare. So the first thing that happens is we need to start pulling this pole back like that, okay? Then I have to pull, we're gonna need somebody in here. Okay, so what I'm doing is I've got these ones, not too tight, but tight. Now we have to find the spinnaker line. You don't need it around there, just pull it up in this light winds. Okay? And as we go turn downwind, we are going to pull that sail up. If you pull it out before we're going downwind, it'll just get tangled up. Okay? So I want you to turn a bit more downwind. So we're going to keep going.
So the foresail stays there?
For now.
For now.
Okay? So hold your course there. We're coming towards the offset mark. The offset mark is here. Now you're going to go downwind, but don't jibe, okay? Turn the boat downwind.
Turning.
Not slow. Turn
Not
it faster.
slow.
Okay, start pulling up the spinnaker. Pull up the spinnaker. Keep turning the boat down.
It's tangled there, right? Or... Okay, nice.
Okay, so try and stay on the red marker for now. See that red marker?
On the top there?
Yeah.
Okay, so turn back a bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Okay, now, okay, and hold it there. Okay, your job, don't look at anything else, just hold it there. Now we have to drop the head sail. So, Bob, you would grab the head sail as it's coming down and make sure it stays on deck.
So we need a sail tie.
No, not with this light wind.
Okay.
Wait till he's there and
Yeah.
grabbing it, and then you're going to drop that head sail, okay? Grab the foot of it, the foot of it.
Okay, you ready? Coming down.
You're going too much upwind.
Okay. Down.
There you go, now it's going to fill.
Red marker.
Now go down a bit more.
Okay.
You can just be on the
Okay.
inside, be on the inside of the red marker, okay, just to make it more comfortable. So there you go. Okay. So now we have the spinnaker flying. So what am I doing? Okay, we have the tweaker. Where is the tweaker? It should be all the way off so that that sheet can fly comfortably, okay? Now, just lock it in at the very end of it, okay? So we don't lose it. There you go. Okay. Now what's happening is I am trying to fly it. Our mainsail should be all the way out.
All the way out.
All the way out because we're going downwind. Out, 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 out. Push it out, 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 out. Because it's blocking the wind on my spinnaker. Okay. Good. Okay. So what I'm doing.
I moved to
It's
the wrong
okay.
side. It's okay to be here?
What I'm doing is I am trying to keep the pole by using the
Amazing.
guy. You're turning the boat. Just be careful, okay? I'm trying to keep the pole 90 degrees to the wind. How do I know where the wind is? I can look up and I can look at that arrow at the very top, okay? See that arrow? I'm keeping my pole 90 degrees to it because that's where the wind is. And in theory, the boom should be parallel, should be right in line with the spinnaker pole. Okay, so that's the first thing. The next thing I'm trying to do is keep both feet of our spinnaker at the same level. So you can see the sheet side, which doesn't have the pole, and the guy side that has the pole. They should be about the same height off of the water. Are we understanding that? Okay, so as I sail, I am looking on the edge of the sail that the pole is on. Look at that outer edge and see how it curls. So if I see it start to flop, I am going to pull the sheet. Which side is the sheet?
Port side.
Correct. So I would pull that sheet and that would fill the sail. So go a little bit upwind, Anthony, just a bit, so that we see how it starts to flag. So I'm going to pull that sail on that side and it fills it up again. Okay, now go back down. So I'm constantly looking to see what the wind is doing and how it's affecting my sail. But I'm always looking at that corner. So that edge at the top, like 2/3 of the way up, that's my focus on the side the pole is. Okay? So the guy does not move if the wind stays the same direction. All my work is on the sheet side, controlling the curl of the sail. Okay, look at the boat. Look at the boat.
Sorry.
Okay, no, you got to go. Yeah.
So the guy doesn't move, but you said that the
It
pole has
moves-
to be
the
90
guy
degrees.
moves only if the wind direction moves. So and in a race, a lot of times it doesn't move much at all. Okay.
Okay.
So, but this.
So if the boat moves, you don't move the guy?
Only if the wind direction changes to the boat. Okay, because the pole stays parallel to the wind.
Right. So if
And
you
90
move the
degrees
boat,
to the wind.
if
If the
you,
boat moves, but the wind is still hitting the boat at 90 degrees, then you're fine.
okay.
It doesn't have anything
Okay.
to do with the pointing of the boat.
Yeah.
It has to do with the wind angle on the boat.
So if the wind shifts, then you
The wind shifts, then you adjust your pole. But most of the work is with the sheet side to make sure that that corner is full, that edge is full, and that you're letting it fly as much as possible. You never want it tight on the forestay. Okay, you never want it, the foot of the sail tight on the forestay, then it's not flying. Okay? So are we following?
Yeah.
sort of.
Okay, who wants to come and fly this?
Well, I'm up here. So would you normally, somebody stays here?
Yeah, that's their job.
Oh, okay.
That's their job. Yeah. This isn't set up very well for it. This is not a proper thing for Spinnaker. Okay, so we're sailing along, making sure your pole is 90 degrees. And again, you would want, if you were racing, you would want somebody here just leaning against it, okay, to hold it out. And it also puts wind or weight on the downwind side. It's light wind. Now, see our tweaker on that side? If we had let that tweaker all the way out, it would be harder to pull on that pole. I have this bag here, and I need to be able to stuff it in. Okay, fly the sail. Head on more of a key reach.
Okay, on
There
the
you go.
thing. Yep, bearing away.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I need to be able to get this into the bag. So I am going to try and grab the foot of both sail, of both ends, to get it into the bag. Okay? Now this is a really awkward angle. So I'm taking this out. Okay, remove the pole. Putting this in. Okay, release the sheet. Let go of the sheet.
Let go of the
Hold
sheet.
on.